It was 2016. I remember pulling up at the house. I was driving. And I must have been feeling some kind of way on the inside, because as soon as I opened the door, I remember sticking my leg out and boom, the ground went lower than it was, at least to me. I immediately got so scared. Bring my leg back in the car. Pow! Close the door. I'm frantic. I'm crying. I'm scared. I'm shook. I'm frightened. I don't understand what's going on the inside of me. I don't understand why I opened the door and the ground made it look like I was on a 10-story building. Like, I didn't understand what was going on, so I stayed in the car for a good minute and kept crying and kept being worried and kept being in fear. And time go by. I gained the strength that I need to attempt this thing again. So I open the door, hurry up, get out, go to the porch fast, unlock the door, get in the house. I made sure I left the doors unlocked just in case anything happened, because I knew what I was going through on the inside. It didn't look good. It didn't feel good. So I left the doors unlocked as a precaution. And there, the battle, it escalated. Straight torment from my mind and heart I was going through. I felt very scared, tortured, overwhelmed, like I did something wrong. I kept asking God, like, what I do wrong? I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Like, I repent. Like, forgive your girl, right? I was going through so bad in my mind, in my heart. I was so unstable. I didn't know what to do, but I felt the attack. Side note, it's not a battle until you fight back. Until then, you're just being attacked. I felt the attack. I didn't know what to do. But I know nothing seemed right. Nothing seemed clear. All of a sudden, I feel my body losing its power. I feel my body losing its grip. I end up on the floor. I'm crying, snotting all over the place, and I have no power over my body. I'm laying on the floor, don't know what to do, and I'm shook. I'm on the floor, snotting all over the place. I done used all my energy, going back and forth in my instability. My arm, I end up grabbing, reaching for the phone. I call 911. Tell them what's going on. Time go by. They ain't came yet. I reach for the phone again. Call my mom. My mom heard that I'm in total distress. She panicked. She calls 911 as well. She calls my sister. Time go by. I'm still going through. No power in my body. I'm shook. I'm scared. I'm terrified. I'm on the floor. I'm crying. Don't know what's wrong with me. Snot coming all over the place. And I'm thinking so many things in my head. I can't control it. Time goes by. My best friend and my sister end up pulling up to the crib, as well as the ambulance. They come get your girl, strolling me away on the bed. I'm in the ambulance truck. Side note, remember in the first episode I said that anxiety can take place spiritually and naturally. Well, guess what? When you're going through something spiritual, it's personal. It's personal to your identity. It's personal to your purpose. It's personal to your destiny. Which means folks on the outside are not going to be able to comprehend with what's really going on with you. Especially if they're not spiritual. So what you think happens? I get to the hospital and the doctors don't find anything wrong with me. I know. All right. That was an experience that I had in 2016. One of my first anxiety attacks. Very traumatic for me. I didn't understand what the heck was going on, but I knew some of it didn't make sense. Now, naturally, when you're going through an anxiety attack, it's going to cause panic, fear, worry, probably because you stressed in some form, feeling oppressed in some form, you worried about the future in some form. But to take your foot out the car and the ground goes as if it's 10 feet deeper than what it really is, that's a mind game. Something that wants fear to escalate inside of you. Let's backtrack. For those who don't know what anxiety is, you can categorize anxiety as a mental illness, a mental disorder, or a mental attack. It is a condition that affects your mood, your thinking, and your behavior. Keep in mind, we all suffer differently. I want to stress this. I want it to go from a little thing to a very large thing. I must make this clear to you. Anxiety hugely impacts your identity. It does this by throwing upon you a very large level of fear. You might ask, why does identity matter in this certain situation? Because your identity controls what you do, what you believe, how you do what you do, and what you even teach. If your identity is affected by fear, then that means what you do is affected by fear. That means how you do what you do is affected by fear. That means what you believe is affected by fear. And even how you teach others is affected by fear. Fear comes to alter your identity, your purpose, and your destiny. For example, there was an opportunity that you probably could have took, but because of something that took place in your life, it caused fear to come upon you, and therefore you bypassed the opportunity because of fear. Not even knowing to yourself that this opportunity had the power to catapult you into your future. So please keep in mind that operating in fear or being subjected to fear has the power to affect the trajectory of your life. Now, let's get to it. We're going to talk about how to identify and expose anxiety for what it is. You want to remember, anxiety and extreme fear are best friends. Wherever you start to feel extreme fear in your life, you know that anxiety is right next door.